Today I'm doing something a little bit different than actually traveling somewhere. I'm a big Andy Griffith Show fan, and I just put together a few clips of mistakes and continuity errors that happened during the show that you may not have noticed, and some of them you may have. So let's take a look at them. In the 60s, when the sitcoms were shot back then, they were shot on film, much like a movie. And so the editing process was a little more tedious. The lighting requirements were just unbelievable because they had to produce enough light to capture it on film. So the way they did things was totally different, and also the resolution of your TV screen back then was so low that they could get away with a lot of the strange setups that they used in special effects and the way they did things. But here's just some different shots of the lights and the cameras and stuff from the filming of the show. You can see this is a TV guide from that time. This first one I'm going to show you is from Opie the Birdman, and this is where Andy is actually wired. He has a wire, or not Andy. This is Barney on this one. Has a wire running up his leg, and this is, you can see it with the red arrow here. And that's for a microphone.
Oh, no.
Well, Lincoln's eating, but Blinken and Nod don't seem hungry.
This one is from the episode of Andy and the New Mayor, and it's a bear in the episode. And you'll see the bear handler in this episode actually behind the tree. And I'll point it out with an arrow here in just a second. You can see him kind of pop out from behind the tree. It's kind of interesting to see. The next one we're going to look at is Opie's Ill-Gotten Gain. And this is a case of the bell on his bicycle flipping sides. This is fairly common when they were editing film. They would flip the film sometimes, and it would make things go from right to left. Which you'll see here in just a second that is the bell on his bike is going to flip when they do a close-up. See, it's on the left now, and then it will jump to the right.
Did you say something?
And that's just them flipping the film around when they edited it, and it just slipped past everybody.
Did you ever know a father that had
The next one is the bank job, and this is where Ace's gun is made to fly apart because Ace always leaves the screws out of it, and they did it with monofilament line and Scotch tape, and it's really obvious when you freeze frame it and look at it. So I'm going to freeze frame it and show it to you. You can see both sides. There's a prop guy on one side pulling it and a prop guy on the other, and it's making, you can see the tape just below the barrel. So the next one we're going to be looking at it's called Mountain Wedding, and it's where Ernest T. Bass is talking to Mr. Darling and Andy and Barney. And they flip sides. Now if you look at it, Barney was on one side starting out. Now he's going to flip over to this other side. See, he's flipped from the right to the left. And that's another time where they just flip the image. This next one we'll be looking at is 3 different clips of a license plate on a car, and it's DC 269. And it's in more, you see it in more episodes than just this one, or these 3 that I'm showing you. I've seen it in other ones, but these are just the 3 that I picked out. And you'll see it on different cars. This is from the episode The Club Men. And as they go to leave, you'll see them get into a Thunderbird. And it's going to have that license plate on it right there. Now that Thunderbird, you see that in another episode. You see it in when Andy's rich girlfriend is in there. That Thunderbird is in that same episode. Now this is the clip from Sheriff Barney, and he's going to go out, and you're going to see that same license plate on a Ford Falcon. And he'll walk outside, and you see it right there. And then the next one is from The Farmer Takes a Wife. And there's Barney and Andy are standing out front. You're going to see a Chevrolet pull up that has that same license plate on it. Same exact license plate.
Well, how do you like that?
Now the next one we're going to look at is from the episode called The Rumor. And it's where Floyd's glasses change. They're sitting there talking and talking about how they're going to surprise Andy. And if you look at the side of his glasses there, and as they flip the camera angle around, you see it changes on that side. Now this is from the episode A Black Day for Mayberry. And this is kind of interesting, I think. The phone book that Barney is going to pick up here in just a few minutes, or a few seconds, you think he's picking up a phone book from this area that he's in, which would be Mayberry. But he's actually got a phone book from Mount Airy, North Carolina, which is where Andy's hometown is. So I've also inserted an actual picture of the way the phone book looked at that time, and you can see it matches up perfectly with it. So that's kind of interesting. The next one that we're looking at is called The Darlings Are Coming, and it's one of those where Andy is wired for sound. If you'll look at his leg, he's got a wire running up his leg there too. And the next one we're looking at is from one of the color episodes called Goobers Contest. And if you'll look at this, the guy on the right here is Rob Reiner, who went on to become a famous director and producer. Yeah, also was Meathead in All in the Family. But you're going to see as they drive up to Goobers gas station, what used to be Wally's, you'll see the remnants, or the actual filming location for Gomer Pyle USMC. You can see the Quonset hut that was back there. Now the last one is from Aunt Bee the Crusader, and this is where they had a drunk chicken, and they tied a monofilament line around his neck, and they actually have it, you can tell they have it on his tail too, and they're pulling his tail up. But you can see that they pull his head sideways with that monofilament line. So, I don't know, just some stuff to look at from Andy Griffith, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.